Welcome back. Vegas ventures off. We're venturing off to Tulsa. Yes, we're in Oklahoma. Knocking down my list, you guys.
I don't know what it was, but I always had this leadership thing where it's like, man, people are just drawn to me.
Right.
Fast forward, I just knew it was time to take action on it. So July 5th, 2020, Unleash the Champ was born. And I just said, hey, look, I've been coaching people for 13 years at this point.
All right.
I've been on stages.
Good. Welcome back. Vegas ventures off. We're venturing off to Tulsa. Yes, we're in Oklahoma. Knocking down my list, you guys. If you guys been following, I've been to Wisconsin, Virginia, California, Ohio, Georgia, Missouri, Washington, Florida, Maryland, Alabama, Toronto, and now we're in Oklahoma, baby. Yes, this is good right here. My guest today is the definition of an evolving man. Now, he's conquered many negative and positive stages in life. He's a husband, pastor, father, and founder of a successful coaching company. He possesses the playbook that would unleash the champ inside of you while increasing confidence in the 4 phases of life. He has over 10 years of organizational leadership and team development. I want to introduce you to Kyle Sullivan, business owner, coach, and podcast host of Unleash the Champ. Kyle, man, thank you for joining me. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be on and glad that I can now put you in double digits for your state journey. So,
yes.
What now? 2 countries, 10 states. You out here?
10 states. I'm on the start. I didn't even think I would actually be this far, within only a year in. I'm only a year in and I'm this far. That's a blessing, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be on.
Man, yes. Hey, you're in the right field. In the right time with the high demand of business owners that need coaching. I'm definitely one of those. In fact, first, I would love my audience to understand your value. You've seen a lot of stages of life from your own experience. Can you give me and the audience a brief timeline of your transformation and what resulted to the successful coach you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we can go back to played sports all growing up. So as was said, my coaching company is called Unleash the Champ. So in listening to this, you're going to hear a lot of sports terms. I played football, baseball, powerlifting. I was a cheerleader in college. Sports have always been my thing. And so always being a part of a team, always being where it's like, going, okay, we got a mission, we got a playbook, we got an objective. How do we get there? Then got wrapped up in high school, late high school into college, got wrapped up into drugs, alcohol, frat life, really a lot of destructive behaviors that led me to getting jumped at a drug deal. And
Wow.
I joked that dealing drugs was my first taste of entrepreneurship because I had to manage people, had to make sure that products were getting to places at the right time. I was in fulfillment. I was in sales and marketing. And so being a drug dealer was really the first taste of entrepreneurship.
You're not lying on that one. Shoot,
you're not lying.
That's nothing to check. And you have no 401k or insurance.
That's right. No 401, no insurance, a lot of risk, a lot of reward. And so, there's a lot with that. But man, I got jumped at a drug deal about 3 years in, and it made me go, you know what? I don't want this to happen again. Right. And for me, I had grown up middle school and high school. I'd grown up in church. So the whole time that I was making all these destructive behaviors as I got older, I was in church. That's right. But I couldn't stand it. Could not stand it. I thought it's the weirdest freaking thing. I had to say these things and wear these clothes and forget y'all on that. Until I was at rock bottom. And I had one guy that I respected at the church, and I called him at like 3:00 in the morning. Right. And I said, I need effing Jesus. I just didn't abbreviate anything. And so he calls me, he says, all right, come over. So I go over, he leads me to Christ. And that sets me on a trajectory of going to church for myself and figuring out like, okay, what do I actually believe? What is the thing that is actually going to help me? Well, about 2 months in, as had kind of been all of my life, I got put in a situation where I was leading people. and leading small group leaders, leading adults. And I mean, I was like 22-year-old kid leading people twice my age.
Right.
And that, again, just it's kind of the story of my life. I'm only child, always in sports. I don't know what it was, but I always had this like leadership thing where it's like, man, people are just drawn to you.
Right.
Fast forward a bit more, I get my degree, and I moved to Oklahoma. I get to be a part of two really well-known churches over the next 10, 11 years. In Life Church and Transformation Church. One was established systems, processes. I mean, with 42 locations, 11 states, very well-oiled machine. And then the other church I got to be a part of was, I mean, basically considered in the business world, you consider it a startup. Hockey stick growth, probably 1,000% growth in about 18 months. And I oversaw all of the groups, how people got connected. And so in all of that, everything changed for me October 5th, 2019 at 12:47 a.m. The listeners may be going, wow, that's very specific.
Right.
That's when my daughter was born.
Oh, okay.
And the moment I held her, I knew something had shifted inside of me. And I walked her back as they told me, hey, Mr. Sullivan, you can take your daughter back to the post-op room. We'll get your wife fixed up and she'll be there shortly. I'm like, who's coming with me? Like, y'all got a team of nurses with her. I need a team of nurses. I don't know what I'm doing. And I make this agreement with my daughter who's minutes old. And I said, baby girl, I'm going to give you presence of time, not just presence of things.
That's right.
And so fast forward about 4 months. So October of 19, about 4 months later, 4.5 months later, this thing in March of 2020 happens that we all were affected by.
Right.
And so when the pandemic hit, everything shut down. As we all well know, no listener is unfamiliar with this.
Right.
And I got really used to being at home. I got really used to making my own schedule and having autonomy and flexibility and all this stuff. So when our staff decided, hey, we're going to come back to the office, I'm like, y'all going back to the office.
That's right.
And this thing that had been in my heart and in my mind, I just knew it was time to take action on it. So July 5th, 2020, Unleash the Champ was born. And I just said, hey, look, I've been coaching people for 13 years at this point.
Right.
I've been on stages in front of one person or 6,000 people. My talks online have been in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
And I just said, it's always been in the ministry world, but leadership is leadership. People are people, teams are teams. So why not go in on myself?
Right.
Because I knew that my daughter and my son, we have 2 under 2.5. Okay. There'd be a moment in their life where they would ask me, Dad, I got this really safe, consistent, secure thing. Or I got this thing that I think I can be good at.
Right.
What should I do?
Right.
Well, my definition of success is getting to the end of your life with as few what ifs as possible. So I want to tell my daughter and my son stories, not just theories, of dad modeling what it's like to take risk. And so that's how it happened. And, that's where we're at now.
That's where we're at now. Now that's the proof. What they say, the old saying is the proof is in the pudding. Kyle just gave us the pudding. Now, Kyle, moving on to next with the audience. Kyle, with his Unleash the Champ. Now, Kyle has a playbook. Let us know, Kyle, about the playbook. Why is it vital? And how does it coincide with the 4 phases of life?
That's right. So any sports team has a playbook. That playbook is protected. I remember playing sports in high school. At the beginning of the season, we'd be given a playbook. And our job was to protect the playbook.
Right.
So the playbook for me is 4 phases of life. It's personal, your body. How are you taking care of this one vessel that you have, this one body that you have? What are you doing for that? Relationship to yourself and relationship with others. Emotional. That's what between the ears, your mindset, your spirituality, your connectedness to the emotional, mental health side of your life. And then and only then is professional. What do you do for passion, purpose, and profit? So when you align those four things, which is counterintuitive, most business owners listening to this understand that you may have created a lot of professional success, but I would venture and I'd have you consider that it came at a personal mess. And so what we do as Unleash the Champ is we use the playbook, which if your listeners are taking notes, personal, relational, emotional, professional, the first letter of those, PREP. So we prep using the playbook to unleash the champ. When you unleash the champ, you enhance your professional success without creating a personal mess so that you actually enjoy the life you work so hard to build.
Wow. Now that makes plenty of sense. Now, when you're making sense in the clients, you have one question in there, and I know that you like he's coached a lot, and I've seen you a lot. I know you've seen a lot of turnarounds in behaviors and as far as actions and applying everything that you learn, which is very important because we can talk all day, and if anyone's listening haven't applied what they're taking in or writing down, it means nothing. One question that I rarely use off of the screen that you had was very important, and it said, "What do you see that holds back most of your clients?" And I had to find that out. What do you see that holds back most of your clients?
Here's the deal, man. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
Right.
Most people, when you ask them what do they want, can't give you an answer. Think about it like this. For those in a relationship or married, y'all try to decide somewhere to eat, and you'll see how frustrating it is for people to make a decision and decide what they want. I want to go here. I want to go here. Like there's a place in Oklahoma that's called I Don't Care. It's a restaurant. Brilliant. Because my wife and I could be like, what do you want to eat? I don't care. Cool. We'll go there. Someone made a restaurant called I Don't Care. Brilliant.
That's smart. Yes.
Brilliant. But that shines a light on what holds people back. Is because they're either unaware or they're afraid to say what they want.
True. That is true.
Because Manson's law says that both success and failure challenges who we know ourselves to be.
True.
So most people will say, oh, well, the fear of failure holds me back. Right? It's like a layup. It's an easy answer.
Right.
But I'd have people consider that the fear of success holds just as many, if not more, back. Because losing it all and becoming a multimillionaire both challenge who you are right now. Getting a divorce and having a healthy, thriving marriage both challenge who you are.
True. You're right.
Being 100 pounds overweight or being at peak performance. Both challenge who you are right now. So Manson's law says that it's not just the fear of failure, it's also the fear of success that hold people back.
Wow.
And all of that changes when you have a clear vision.
Correct.
If you have no vision, you'll perish. When you have vision, there's clarity. Clarity breeds action. Action breeds confidence. Confidence executes the vision.
That's right. That's right. And it all starts with that awareness. If you're not aware, you're just blind running in circles.
Right. We live in autopilot. Like, have you ever been driving somewhere, you end at the destination? Like, I don't even remember taking the drive.
Right. Right.
It's because we program ourselves to just go on autopilot.
Just go there. Yeah. Yeah. Or if you're in the car and you're talking and you didn't forgot where you're going, but you're going somewhere there that you used, or you're doing something like, man, I'm just programmed to go here. Where are we going again?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing with our life. And that programming comes from our own experiences, outside influences. And before we know it, we're this compilation of what others have said. And then when we disrupt ourselves to go, what do I want?
Right. Right.
I don't know.
Right. Right. That's deep. It was something that I was listening to someone and they spoke on something. I wanted your take on it. It was right before our session, and he said, "We rather these days we rather feel good than accomplish something great." That was deep.
100%. 100%.
That was deep.
You know, that goes with one of my biggest things that I challenge and encourage my clients and friends to, like, if I had one mission on planet Earth, it would be to eliminate the word busy from the human language.
Right.
All languages, all people, buy busy.
Right.
And it goes with that because people would rather just feel good by doing a lot of activity, and they wear busy like a badge. Oh, look at me. I'm busy. I don't give a shit if you're busy.
Right. Right.
What are you actually accomplishing?
Right. How is it effective?
How is it actually? And
Yeah.
and here's the deal. Busy. Oh, I'm stepping on a soapbox here. Busy is the most isolating word in the human language. Point blank, period, done and done. Because if we're having a conversation and you ask me how I'm doing, oh my God, man, I'm so busy. A decent human being, their reaction goes, backs away.
About the back up. Right.
Because why would I want to add anything else to your plate?
True.
It doesn't invite me in. It doesn't invite me to a conversation. A decent human being goes, I don't want to bother you.
Nah, I never thought of it like that. Yeah, never thought of it like that. That's deep. Now, with your pastor endeavors, it's interesting. When did the Lord call you to preach? When did you really have that call and the light shine for you to really I got to do this?
Yeah, man. I was in this little town called Marouge, Louisiana. I think it might have had a half a stop sign and a convenience store.
I believe you.
And I mean, literally, town had like 500 people. I was part of a leadership team at this kids camp for the summer. And it was like a sports camp. And we had, sessions and all this stuff. And it was through that week where I said, man, I think I want to go into ministry. I think I want to be a part of things like this that help people find a different way. And it wasn't super spiritual, honestly. It was, man, this is a path. This is an avenue. I've accepted Christ. God's transformed my life. He's helped me overcome a whole lot of really destructive behaviors. Right. And also, I wanted to be a pastor that appealed to people like me before I came to church. Because the pastors that I knew, I didn't connect with.
Makes sense.
The pastors I knew didn't do the things that I like to do. Didn't listen to the music I like to listen to. Didn't watch the movies I like to watch. It was all stuffy and buttoned up. And so, I come in, earrings, tattoos, spiky hair, flat bills. And I'm like, yo, this is just me.
Right.
And so I wanted to create environments for people that looked, watched, listened, and sounded like me to feel like they could belong before they behaved or believed.
That's right. That's right. That's well needed nowadays. Also, it is. Now, you're a well-rounded man. I can respect that. Let my audience know, those that are entrepreneurs, business owners, or any of those that are in need of coaching. You don't necessarily have to own a business. You can need coaching in life in general,
100%.
Which will open up your eyes to a lot of things and potentials that you are able to do. But you have to network. You have to reach out. You will not get it just sitting there listening. You have to make some kind of move. You do.
That's right.
Could you let the audience know, Kyle, the key performance indicators you focus on if one was to contact you in need of coaching?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what we talked about earlier. It's the playbook. So the first question I ask, what's your vision? We work through that. I have it's like 4 pages where you're answering questions that craft what your vision is. And you may say, oh, I know what my vision is, but okay, let's go deep. Because on the days that you're frustrated, a deep rooted vision, it keeps you moving forward. And from there, we work in 90-day chunks. Most of my clients, we work on a 6-month commitment, but in that we have 2 seasons that we use the playbook, and we focus on where do you want to grow, 2 to 5 targets within each of those areas. And when people reach out and we go through and we set everything up, we go through all the onboarding, the calls are really simple. First half of the call, an account of what you did the last week. Because what I do is very performance driven, is very trackable, measurable, because where performance is measured, performance improves. And so, hey, we're going to set goals and targets, personal, relational, emotional, professional. So like for me, I'm looking at my Q2 playbook targets on my desktop right now, literally as we're having this conversation. And I can look with 2 weeks left and I go, okay, I'm sitting at like 70% completed right now.
Right.
There's some targets, no way I'm hitting it in 2 weeks. But I would rather set audacious goals that I really got to show up for.
Right.
Than hit goals that's like, yeah, of course I can do that.
Correct.
So it's targets, it's accountability, and I keep it real simple because when we confuse or complicate, we lose. But when there's clarity, we win.
Right. Right. And circle back when I was telling you guys, Kyle Sullivan is great. Now, not only you don't have to own a small business, you got to keep in mind, a lot of my audience, you guys know me from the corporate field. Of course, as a operations manager or a corporate trainer. So now if you're in this field of an ops manager, director, regional, this is coaching classes that is needed. You are running a business. Might not be your business, but you're running a business. If you're a trainer at a corporation, you're running a business. So all these all the potentials and the tactics and talents that you carry, that you can enhance that on your everyday lifestyle. So keep that in mind. So Cal, can you let us all know your social media handles and the website?
Yeah, absolutely. Unleashthechamp.com is the website. Yeah, you join the email list, all that. It's really easy, really simple. Kyle J. Sullivan on Instagram, Kyle John Sullivan on Facebook. That's my personal Facebook. Y'all can add me. I don't have, but like I'm almost at 5,000, which is stupid, but I wish I could have more friends. But Unleash the Champ, Kyle Sullivan on Facebook. It's really simple. If you type in Kyle J. Sullivan or Unleash the Champ on any social profile, I'll be front and center.
That's right. And then if you're listening in on my audience, I made it easier for you. You guys already know all his links are in the show notes. So if you're listening, you can go right to the show notes and click right onto the links, and it goes right there to Cal, you guys. Okay. Cal, before you get out, we're going to get a little personal. Let the crowd know you about how your choices are with this or that. It's my show. We're going to find out what you like out of trendy topics I have. And then we're going to see how very, very Vegas you are. I have a little easy question for you. Take it light on you, okay?
Come on.
So with the first one, this or that. Now, are you more of a breakfast fan or a lunch fan?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. I like that. You know what I noticed? A lot of business owners, not busy, but productive, I should say. Those people, if we're breakfast, see, I'm a breakfast guy also, but I tend to not dwell on lunch or even indulge in lunch if I eat breakfast. Whereas the other way around, if I know I'm eating lunch, I might not indulge into a breakfast, and I might just, so I find,
I'm weird. I eat every 2.5 hours. So it's on my calendar. It's on my schedule. Every 2.5 hours is a 15-minute block for me to eat something.
That's nice. Is it fruit? Do you watch what is it healthy or just is anything goes?
Yeah. I mean, you can't outwork the fork. And
that's
so I eat breakfast, and then 2.5 hours later, I'm eating some kind of protein, lean meat, something, salad with lean meat for lunch. 2.5 hours later, another protein source, another lean meat. I like it. Yeah, I'll eat my last meal in 29 minutes.
It's funny what I was telling you. What I was listening to is a pastor I always listen to is Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant. And it's funny when he said that, he said, our life determines on our fork. And he was talking about eating.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's funny, man. So now our next one. Now, if you had a choice you had a big time sponsor came and took your podcast, put all this money into it, and says, but we need you to run for 30 days straight. You either to do one host or a guest for 30 days straight. Which one would you do? Right.
All right, we'll just pick one. I would host.
Right. Right.
I would host because if they're infusing a lot of money into it, which means I will be able to get some people on the show that I could learn from.
That's right.
So, yeah, I would host.
That's right. And it's funny when I ask that question, sometimes I ask have these questions prepared and I put myself in my guest shoes, kind of like, and then I'm like, but I only could have asked you this because you're a podcaster. I can't ask a regular business owner. They wouldn't, they wouldn't
Right.
understood this. That's why when you start to guess, I'm like, oh yeah, he's a real one. You're trying to find the value in each one.
That's
real
right.
quick.
That's exactly right.
And it's funny because the value is in the host. Like I have to, because I can get more stuff out of more people. Yes, there you go. There you go. Good answer. Good answer. Now I know this one's going to get you. I already probably know which one you're going to pick. You have to live through one. Would it be the earthquakes or the tornadoes?
I live in Oklahoma. It's tornadoes.
I knew it.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm from. Listen.
How?
A tornado, I can see coming. Because that's what people do in Oklahoma.
Okay.
When there's a tornado watch, we just go outside.
Okay. See, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, and too, I'm from Louisiana, man. So we would have hurricanes and we just go outside.
I can't do it. I'd rather have the earthquake. The earthquake is safer. Safer.
Maybe. You could get swallowed up in a big enough earthquake.
That's true. That is true. That is
At least a tornado, I'm like, okay,
right.
it could hit me, it could not.
I got you.
And I have a F5 box in my garage that says I'm gonna be okay.
That's right. So, and then you just said it. You guys can see it in Juke. We can't. You just gotta. Yeah, you gotta pray. Hope you don't get blindsided.
Right. Yeah, there's plenty of notice for hurricanes or tornadoes. Earthquake is like that. Here I am.
Yeah, right. You feel a mini one before the big one. That's your only warning. It's already going. It's already started. All right. Thank you for that one. Now we're gonna see how very, very Vegas you are before we get out of here. I'm gonna take it light on you again. So I'm going to give you 4 options, too. I found this easier when I give them multiple choices. Okay. So this question is, 3 casinos have been blown up or torn down. Which one was not the one of them? So 3 casinos have been blown up or either tore down. Which one of these is not one of them? Frontier, the Sands, Bally's, or Riviera?
Say the options one more time.
No problem. Which one is not blown up? Which one still exists, basically? The Frontier, the Sands, Bally's, or Riviera?
I'm going to go with the first one.
Frontier?
Yeah.
Oh. So the Frontier, guess what is the Frontier now? That's where the Trump stands. The Trump Tower stands.
Okay. I was like, I've heard of the other 3. I haven't heard of the first one.
And we always forget Bally's is still here. Bally's right across from Crunk World. Actually, yeah, Bally's still exists. So we still have Bally's here. Yep. So the Bally's is the one, man. Good job on that one. Man, Cal, man, I appreciate you, man. Let us know. His social media handles are in the show notes. Now, if you're listening to other forums and can't, let them know your social, your website and also the social media handles, please.
Absolutely. Unleashthechamp.com is the website, and the easiest way to connect with me on social would be through Instagram at Kyle J. Sullivan.
Yes, sir. And Kyle, man, I appreciate you. I definitely would love to connect with you further. So I will be shooting an email out to you. I want to appreciate you for spending time here with us. Okay. My guests, I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. You guys go check Kyle out. Again, easy, directly right in the show notes. Click on, check him out. He's a great man. Wears a lot of hats. Get in contact with him. Network with him. He's approved. All right. Out there in Oklahoma. Appreciate
That's
you, Kyle,
right.
man.
Thank
Take
you
care
so
of you.
much.
You know, when you're in Vegas, we got to get you out here. When the last time you been here?
I've never been to Vegas.
Oh, man, I got you. When you get here, we filming it. We're going live when you get here, okay?
Let's
So
go. Let's do it.
I'll be emailing you so we can connect something, okay?
Sounds
Done
great.
deal. All
Done
right,
and done.
audience. I love you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Kyle, you take care, man. Much love, and I appreciate you.
Much love. Talk soon.